most of it is just going to be whatever spirit feels that I should talk about. I'm just laying some smudge so I can get my readings
Nice.
off of me. And how to actually do karma cleanses. And if you take a look around, there are people that offer that as a service. There are
Mhm.
people that offer it as like a spell that they can purchase.
Yep.
And really, I want to teach you how to like tap into it and how to make changes in your life and how to release it and use it and all about it. So I'm excited to get started with you on this. And you know, we talk karma, but karma is actually comes from the Eastern religions. So karma is connected to Hinduism, Buddhism, and in their cultures, they believe that it is the sum of a person's actions, and that these actions are also in not just in our present state and life, but in all of our existences. So remember that Hinduism, I almost went hoodoo, which is probably hoodoo too. Oh, I love hoodoo magic. But um, so Hinduism and Buddhism believe in reincarnation. And the thing is what I believe about it is, and I got my DNA tested, and I was able to see my makeup, right? And when I
Yeah.
saw it, I realized that all of our past lives are actually connected to our DNA. So it's very
Wow.
common for like a great great grandfather to come back into this realm as another being. So you have to consider that our DNA is connected to our past lives. And so karma, whether you believe in past lives or not, exists on all realms. It is a universal law. So it's always at work. It never disappears. It's like part of the atmosphere. And it's also part of our consciousness. And so when you take a look at, think about the aura. We all have this glow around us, right?
Yeah.
And some people can see it way out here and other people can see it just really close and fine, but we all have a certain glow. And our
Mhm.
aura has 12 light bodies, right? Well, the
Yep.
eighth body, the eighth layer of our aura, which is past the 7 chakras, and the next one that is, that is our higher self, connected to our higher self. Our eighth auric body is our karmic tie.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Now
Mm.
that karmic tie and that light body exists 16 inches away from our body. So we could actually go to a place where we're about 16 inches from our body and hold our hands out and feed that auric body energy
Right.
to
Yep.
heal it. Now that auric body and every one of our auric bodies is consciousness, which is universal. So that eighth auric body, our karmic tie, is actually a divine channel to the Akashic records.
Oh, okay.
You get it?
Yes.
Pretty
Yes.
interesting, hey?
It is. Yes. Yes.
And that's why people that send us bad karma can, because they're sending
Yeah.
it into that consciousness with the thought of us and it hits us.
Yes. I
Okay.
believe.
So we are all sacred carriers of karma, and what we do create, what we think becomes.
Yes.
So karma is actually part of our state of being. It's like we are part of that consciousness. And it is a force. Karma is a force that's generated by a person's actions. So those actions determine what our consequences are. Now that you're listening to this about karma and its makeup,
Yeah.
that is exactly the same thing as our magic. When we practice ritual, we are feeding the good energy into our light being because it's automatically being affected by our surroundings. And each one of our chakras
Yeah.
become active. Our chakras are also their own consciousness, each one of them. And magic
Okay.
works the same way. That's why we're able to create magic, but it's only going to be anything that's higher than what we are. If the magic and the desire is not a higher vibration than our existence, it doesn't go into the consciousness.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, you get it. That's awesome. And what we send into that, every thought, who we are, continues eternally.
Your intentions.
Yeah, and just who we are. You know, if we're moody one day,
Yeah.
that moodiness is going into all of the consciousnesses that we are connected to.
Yes.
And that's how
Yes.
we're all interconnected, actually. So the karma is also a cycle that continues, and eternally it never dies. It's known as the endless knot.
Yes, I believe that.
And that endless knot is visible in the center of prayer. And that is why it is important for us to state positive things and to pray for the things that we want. So when we become a better person, and that better person is measured on what you believe is good, that authentic being, it's not ego, but you are authentically connected to who you are. We get aligned. So our consciousness is aligned and balanced. When our chakras are balanced, we have good karma.
Right, yeah.
So once we get into the state of being where we just want it all to be good, we're not focusing negatively, we go into a state that's called dharma. And dharma is the alignment and good actions in the path of walking good. And so as spiritualists, as people who practice magic and believe in spirituality, we believe that we are, when we're practicing and calling in the things that we want, of course they're good. So we're sending that, not only we're the channel of that conductor. We're saying, the world, I need this. And because I need it, it's needed in the world. Right?
Right. Yep, yep.
The other thing is that karma is not good or bad. We view it that way, but karma just is. Because it's a universal law, it isn't good or bad. It is what is. It's a great power. And through the different cultures, there's lots of different names for karma. But you got to look like karma as if it is a universal being, like that one all-seeing eye. And a lot of times we get affected, our karma gets affected because all of a sudden, like maybe we have a love karma, or maybe we have a past life karma, or we have baggage. So anything that is within us that has not been released and healed is still in play in our karmic cycle. So you got to look at all of those things is baggage. It's all energy baggage.
Yes. Bad karma comes quicker than good karma.
That's right. But you know, the thing is too, is our life cycles can be different. There are people that have their life changes every 3 years. So they're going to
Oh, okay.
receive more of a karmic cycle than someone who's an 8-year cycle, right?
Oh,
So like
yeah.
certain cycles will have different lessons. And so we are not meant to dwell on the past. We're not meant to dwell on our failures or what defeated us. We're not meant to. And when we are in a
Okay.
place that has those things coming up in our life, it
Yes.
stunts our growth. It blocks us to receive the guidance that we need. And it's very important for us to get rid of it. And that's why a karma cleanse is so important.
Mhm.
And it opens our life to a positive force. And, you know, positive forces have unlimited potential,
Okay. Yes. Yes.
right? So
Yes.
we can harness positive forces when we wash away negative energy, because all of a sudden this flow comes to help us wash it away, right?
Mhm.
And it washes
Yeah.
away the negative energy, but it also removes blockages. So every time we get rid of bad karma, something that we said, things that we regret, someone that's done something to us, like that I got someone's bad karma coming at me, right? As soon as we
Yeah.
take control of it, the negative energy
Okay.
cannot block our spirit.
I got it. Control.
So yeah, we can actually take control of our karma by tapping into and feeding the consciousness of what we want. And sometimes we know what the balance of karma should be, or what we believe that balance of karma should be. And we can state that. And all we have to do is imagine stating that power more than 16 inches away from us. That's it.
True.
If you're speaking it and you know you've gone 18 inches, you've fed that karmic, that consciousness that you have. Okay. And so
Block it all. Block it all.
pretty interesting. That's pretty, like, when you think of it that way, because we always think that when we ask for help, we're like going like way through the universe and through the space into like this land of the gods. But it's right here.
Yeah.
It's all around us.
Just you don't. That's right. I agree.
So focusing on how we live our life and trying to be in a positive state and dealing with reality, and being negative or being affected negatively doesn't automatically mean that we're creating bad karma for ourselves. But when we intentionally feed ourselves into that and don't let ourselves go out, then we are. So every once in a while, you need to cleanse your karma, especially if you start getting a buildup, or you're starting to find that your thoughts are being affected negatively, or you're looking at your partner and instead of him being, you know, the sexy beast, he's like an asshole that's lazy, right? So you want to, so you want to pay attention to certain motions each day, because those are unseen spiritual forces that are actually affecting our thoughts, our words, our actions, and our attitudes. It's not just us.
That's what I was going to ask you too, or whatever, because sometimes we are our worst enemies. And when we
Exactly.
are angry, mad, it draws all the negativity in and it makes us a worse type of person ever, which almost like karma, I guess, you know,
Yeah. And
right?
you know, each
So,
one of our auric bodies can be affected. If it needs healing, it is going
yeah,
in, it's in a degenerative state. So because it's a lower vibration within that auric field or within that consciousness, we start to get the stuff that's floating around in the earth. So we match the vibration. And most of the time when you're feeling that way, that's an unseen spiritual force. That's not you.
you're dirt means you're dirty.
It means
You
you're
need to
dirty.
clean.
You got to cleanse something. Something's out of balance. And so we
Yeah.
can use that as a tool, as a monitor, as a call that the spiritual forces need to give you attention. And so
Yes.
we can do that. And we can also, when we send our release and we're like, I need to release this, it's difficult and fuck them, that goes
Yep.
into that karmic cycle. And you know, when we
Okay.
feel extreme, the spirits know why. They know us better than we know ourselves. And some people, we have our own moral boundaries, right? And
Yes.
sometimes that is your boundary. That is your spiritual tool. So some of the
Okay.
ways that we can actually get rid of heavy karma, or when karma is like affecting us in a negative way, or someone, you know, just jealousy is a karmic tie. As soon as someone focuses on you, there's an attachment, whether it's positive or it's negative, whatever they are feeding their perception into is affecting you. So
Yeah.
I usually
No,
do a karmic cleanse once a year. And that's why I do the class myself.
You're on your body, or your body in your whole house, or your whole of
I
everything?
do myself, but I definitely
Yeah.
cleanse my home. But you know, because I work with people coming in here and I do things online, I cleanse my home every day. I have to. As soon as
Okay, yeah.
I'm done thinking about my reading, I have to smudge. It's like it's that chalkboard. It gets wiped, and now I don't have to think about that reading. I can move on to my next task. So that's how it works
'Cause you
for
don't-
me.
Because you're not dwelling on it, you're just pushing it out the window, and good riddance.
Yep, thank
Right,
you.
move on.
I'm done. My reading left. I can't keep, you know, receiving. And if I didn't do
Yep.
that, I could still like channel energy all night. I'll be getting stuff and I'll be like, I don't want to be thinking about that person. So for me, or if I start experiencing negative things. So one of the first signs that you need a karma cleanse is when electrical
Yeah.
things go funky.
Okay. Yeah.
When
The only
electrical,
thing I'm experienced 100% now is shocks off everything.
okay,
I
there
don't
you
know.
go.
That has to do
That is a karmic thing.
Okay, yeah. Lately,
So
that's everything.
yeah, so you touch it and all of a sudden you get a shock. You go to kiss your
Yes.
hubby, your lip gets a shock. Or
Yep.
static electricity is also a sign that you need to cleanse your karma.
Okay.
So what happens is, and one way to get rid of it right away, like when you notice it, the first thing you should do is drink water
Okay.
or lemon water.
Yeah.
The other thing that we can do is every time we meditate, and you got to think this is karma comes from the Buddhists, right? And the Hinduism, they meditate. Like meditation is a key. So when we go into a place of meditation, whether it's like, or we're sitting outside and just enjoying nature and not doing the, you are going into a meditative state. As soon as you're out of thought, there's been a cleansing. And that's why meditation is so important for spiritual people. The other thing that we can do is avoid things that result in negative things. So anything negative is like, nope, I don't have time for that right now. And by doing that, you're cultivating a spiritual life that will help protect you from it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The thing is karma, negative karma is connected to our ego. So when we feel insulted, right?
Yes. Yes.
Karma comes into play. Because it's
like
it's a direct attachment. So it's an attachment to people, it's an attachment to your values, it's attachment to your acquisitions or how you view life. And so if
Okay.
something foolish comes in, or it doesn't fit, or it sets you off, then all of a sudden our protection mode comes out. So it's important for us to just not even let our ego go into that place. I feed when my beast comes out and someone's crossed me, I gotta light a candle. Like when I was younger, I wasn't a fighter, but I had a few battles. And I have a beast in me. And there's a reason why I have to stay above. So everyone's like, why are you always positive? Because I have to be. Otherwise, if I fall, I'm like, I'm a beast, and it takes me a lot to get out. And I just don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. We have to change our attitude anyway. So what I do is I have a 5-minute rule. If I am set off or pissed off, I'll put a timer on and I'll let myself be as angry as I want. I'll do my magic. I'll light something. I'll pray. I'll fucking whatever it is that's around me, I'll do. And then that's it.
Yeah.
I go back to my positive, and it's called my 5-minute rule. And it works for me. The other thing is
good,
being, yeah. And then I don't waste time, but I honor my anger, right? If I feel like I need to like scream, I will. The other thing is be grateful. Gratefulness cleanses us. And when we go into a state where we try to become calm and connect to nature or meditate or just listening to music and zone out, and then we go into a place where we're grateful. I am grateful that I got to go into a relaxed state. All of a sudden, we open ourselves to blessings of the universe. Because when we need to connect to the powers of the universe, all we have to do is be positive.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Even for kids, when they are scared at night and they're scared that the monsters are going to come, the one thing I tell them to do is just think happy thoughts. What makes you happy? Think about 3 things that make you happy. And that's all it takes for the kids, and they don't feel scared anymore. Because it's our light. And so the more light we have, the better the karma we have, the more radiant we are, right?
Yep.
But it's also good to do a cleanse, because people will put negative energy on us. They all view us with their own stories, right?
Yeah.
So it's good to cleanse that and make sure. But I do my Angelica root baths for that.
Yes.
And it helps.
Yeah.
And the thing is you have to be truthful. So honesty is connected to karma. Okay.
Yes.
So one thing that we want to do is we want to learn to have good power in our life so that we can create more good. Right. And then we don't experience things that regret. Right. So we want to watch our attitude.
Yeah.
Right. And I find if I start seeing people in a negative way, I need to cleanse. So there's a couple chants that you can say. And these are actually Eastern ones that are traditional to karma cleansing. And I'm going to try to find, I'm sure there's some kind of chanting on YouTube with it being sung so you can hear it. Because I probably don't say it right, but I say it in my own way.
You don't want to say it to me?
I'm going to. I'm not going to sing it, but I'm going to say it. But this is one of the most powerful mantras there is that is used to fulfill your wish. So if you want karma to kick in and you have a wish, then you would say, okay, just a minute. You gotta make sure everything's lubed. All of a sudden I go to say something that's difficult and it's like everything wants to stick. So you want to say Padmo Ashnisha Vimal Hamfat. And I'm guarantee you I mispronounced it. Now, if I'm listening to the song and I can get right into it, but I will put it out there. So Om Padmo Ashnisha Vimal Hamfat. And if you're dealing with negative karma, and it's like it's too negative energies are coming at you, you can't handle it, or you just feel there's negativity around.
Yeah.
All you need to say is Hanu Pahasha. That one is easy. Hanu Pasha. And again, I will send that to you, the songs and the chants, so that you could just even turn it on and you don't have to say it.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So the first one is the wish fulfilling, for your karmic wishes to come true. I want this. It's going to make me a better person. And the second one is removing negative energy. And those are the traditional ones that they use. And when they use it, they actually will listen to it. They sit in silence, and then they chant it 21 times.
Whoa.
And traditionally, they do it in the morning, or they do it after they take a bath. And actually, some traditions will say you can do it 21 times or 108 times.
Wow.
If you have difficulty sleeping, then you would want to chant that 108 times. So I always want to honor, the energy of where, karma is a big word. Everybody says it. And that's kind of where it comes from. But I want to take you a little further because it's connected to us. And I want to go a little bit more into the personal involvement of it and do my ritual for it. So I know that you have a candle. So yes. I want you to put your candle in your hands while I'm talking to you. And then we're going to do a chant, well, more of a call to the goddess, and then light it up. But before we connect to that magic, I want to talk a little bit more. So you know how I told you that karma is connected to our own Akashic records, and then the consciousness of the Akashic records, a universal one.
Yes.
Right? So one thing that you need to look at is we are brought into this life with an ego. And ego has a purpose. It actually has a place in our life. But at the same time, it can make life a little bit more difficult because we experience negative feelings and we carry it with us. And sometimes we're born with it, or, we carry it out and the ego mind becomes stronger. And one of the things that we have to do when we walk the path of spirit is tame the ego. Don't listen to the negative mind. And once you don't listen to it and the ego knows that you're not following it, it changes. Oh. All of a sudden, your consciousness and your connection to the Akashic records and the ego becomes a guiding spirit. So all of a sudden, your ego is like, instead of don't do that, you're stupid, you're not going to get what you want, you'll start hearing, hey, you got to go to there. You're going to win something. So the ego starts to feed you the good news. And so it is believed that when we clear our karmic ties and all of the negativity and actually intentional do a karmic cleanse, then what happens is our light becomes bright because we're releasing and we're calling in that channel of the Akashic information. And the Akashic information of the karmic tie is ego free. It doesn't see things as good or bad, right? So that's why You're going to receive what you put out, you receive. And this
Yeah.
means that we can actually start to gain insight into our life from new perspectives when we actually tap into our flow of karma. And we can tap into the flow of karma just to receive a new perspective about something that bothers us. So I hope you're still holding your candle.
I
And
am.
sometimes, even when we have to accept things that we don't like, or we have to learn how to understand something that we didn't want to, but we have to now because so-and-so wants us to understand, or, or we have things that we have to heal, we are able to now view our struggles from a different point of view so that we can make more of an intentional decision that we want good results.
Yeah.
And we have to want good results with everything. So wanting good results creates positive intentions. And then that creates positive vibrations, and that will help us when things get difficult. So when things get
Yes.
difficult, I do pay attention to karma. Why is it difficult? Is it me? Is it something around me? And then I cleanse it, or I just cleanse even if I don't even know what it is. But
Yeah.
we are so worried that we're going to be affected by people's opinions and views, and we're worried about taking the wrong path. And what's good for you is different than what's good for me.
Yes.
Every soul has its own connection, and we must always remember that. So our karmic tie is a tool, is a guiding system that helps us make correct decisions for our own path,
Okay.
not an approved path. It has nothing to do, our karmic tie does not have anything to do with anybody else. Our karmic tie is connected to the Akashic information that is in our cycle coming to us from what we put out, and
Yeah.
also our intuitive feelings. So our intuitive feelings are a divine connection to karma.
Mm-hmm.
And repetitive situations, difficult relationships, general struggles, all of that is connected to some kind of karmic tie. So we want to learn to understand it and deal with it, but ask for the insights and the right solution, and try to break judgment. Things get difficult. What am I judging? I always
Yeah.
kind of take a look. How am I seeing this person? How am I seeing the situation? And it
Yeah.
shifts you. So we can open our Akashic records. And that's part of the karma cleanse. When we open our Akashic records, we're creating a sacred indication that we are in an opening process. And this is something that helps you with your own self-mastery. We are our own correct teachers. And when we do this, we can learn how to grant the wishes and receive sacred information about things so that we don't have to worry about a karmic tie. But we also can cut the cords and attachments to people. And when we cut those associations in our life, it actually goes up into the Akashic records. So we do want to know why, we're cutting things off. This is usually because you're improving things. So one thing that you want to do before we do our ritual is consider these things. And this is something that you could probably do by yourself when you're listening to this in the future or whatever.
Yep.
But you want to really break your karmic ties down. You want to look at your karmic lessons. What have you accomplished? Right?
Yeah.
You want to look at what karmic lessons are in play now, because there's never not. And you also want to think about what karmic lessons did you create?
Oh, okay.
So our life experience in general has created a karmic tie. We have emotions about our life experience. We have a mentality, right?
Yeah.
Some of us have physical symptoms from it.
Yes.
are relationship struggles, not just like with husband and wife, but every single relationship you have, whatever struggle you have within that relationship is a karmic tie. And it's that attachment that will never go away until it's snipped or cleansed.
Yeah.
And we can do that. And sometimes the relationship with ourself is the biggest creator of what we receive. So we have to always honor who we are. If we're honest and truthful with ourselves and we're focusing on, improvement and, retirement or whatever it is, if you're always focusing on growing, then you will have less karmic ties and actions coming at you.
Yes.
You'll receive either the blessings or the lessons.
Right? We are the worst.
Our
Yeah.
intentions are all tied to karma. Our
Mhm.
actions, our thoughts, our desires, and our dreams.
Yes.
And those are some of the things you want to pay attention to, right?
Yes, I agree.
So it's important for us to pay attention to our connections and just do things right by you.
Yes.
And your higher self comes forward when it feels safe, and it will help you create the life that you want. So our past life could also follow us through. And,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say everybody has, karmic ties that are negative and affecting them in this life from a past life. But there are people that do actually have dreams and, they actually have past life experiences. So if you have past life experiences, there is a karmic tie. And, we are always experiencing some kind of karmic lesson. And that karmic lesson usually is created by our life's experiences and the way we handle, the way we respond, right?
Yes.
So I look at all of the things that come up and,
Mhm.
just come in my face to deal with vehicles or whatever it is. There's some kind of lesson. And
Don't
that lesson
cry.
might just be like, watch your attitude or be patient or just deal with reality. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So remember, 16 inches, if you ever feel like you're in a place of negativity, just focus. You can hold your candle out so that you're 16 inches away from your body and focus on what you need cleansed from you. I'm being haunted by this. I can't get rid of this negative emotion, or I want this. Then you can actually, you're charging and connecting to that consciousness.
That's a good thing.
So when it comes to the karma, there's actually more than 12 laws, but I wanted to go into a few of them. Yep. There's the great law. So whatever we put into the universe will come back to us.
Yes.
And you're still holding your candle, right?
Yes.
Perfect. And the other one is there's the law of humility. Okay. And that is what we must accept something in order to change it. There has to be an acceptance to change it. And usually it's like, oh my God, I totally accept that I'm dealing with this, but I want it to change. So the law of humility, one must accept something in order to change it. The great law is whatever we put back into the universe, it comes back to us. Yes. The law of responsibility. We must take responsibility for what is in our life. I mean, think about it. Some people, they've never touched responsibility. Can you imagine the karmic ties they're creating? Yep.
Accept responsibility is what I say.
Yeah.
You did it, you accept it.
Exactly. And the people that poke their fingers and point at everyone else, I didn't do it, it's their fault. They triggered me.
Yep.
They're refusing that law.
They're refusing to do a life lesson. Yeah. It's going to come right back up on them again.
Exactly.
right?
So the
Yeah.
law of responsibility is huge when it comes to the power of karma and play in our life, as well as the law of focus. So we cannot think of two different things at the same time.
Okay.
There's a
Like,
reason why. We can't actually think of two things at the same time. It's impossible. We can do, what is that called? I do it all the time, multitask,
yes.
but
Yeah.
we can't actually, it's impossible to have two thoughts at the same time.
Huh.
And when I learned that, that's when I had that enlightenment, that holy shit, when I'm experiencing an asshole, I hear it like 3 times. That's how I knew. It's not just me. That's impossible. There's some other people around me. And when I realized that, I started asking questions and communicating.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
So as soon as we have auditory and it's like, oh no, that person's awesome. And then someone else, yeah, something else is like, no, it's something fishy. That's 2 people.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And they are also helping, guiding us in connection to whatever karmic tie is being created.
But which one do you listen to?
Always the positive,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That's
But
true.
if someone's fishy, there's fishiness, you watch. And
Yeah.
I just kind of, you're being told to watch the experience, not become it.
Yes. That's good. That's a good lesson right there.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
And, that is also in play with the law of focus. That's why we can't think of two different things at the same time.
True.
Because our true being is in the presence. We can't
Yeah.
have a thought about the future and the past at the same time. It's impossible. We could have vision of it one right after the other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's pretty interesting. Hey, oh, my crown is like, whoa, info. The other thing, one of the other laws that are tied to karma is the law of the here and now. Being present is a universal power. And it's very hard. Some people are not able to just be present. They're always focusing on the next thing. They can't slow down. Or
Yeah.
some people are so stuck in the past that they're like, they carry so much regret, it's hard for them to move forward. Right?
Yeah.
So the law of here and now is where the power lies with us. That's us being true. We cannot be present if we're looking backward.
True. Yes.
Can't be present if we're looking forward. Now there is a time to look forward. I am a remote viewer. That's like that. When I got tested, when I did a psychic a test for Stanford, my strongest ability is seeing the future. So everything I do, I see the future. I know where it's going. That's one of my innate gifts, right?
Pretty cool.
So for me to become present, that was difficult.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Because that's why for me, attainment, there's always something I need to attain because I'm always seeing the future.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I see the future, then it must be. So then I got to get on it. And that's my merry-go-round.
Yeah.
So for me, I have a trouble just to be in the here and now. And that's why I have to take my moments outside and enjoy nature or whatever.
Right.
And that's also why I make and do my crafts, because I believe that I get into that focus when I'm making my candles or my spell mixes. I'm able to do what I need, right? That's my here and now.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also the law of patience and reward. So one of the universal laws of karma, the most valuable reward requires patience and persistence. Okay. So patience always comes with reward. If you're forced to be patient about something, there's a reward for you. That's a rule. It's a universal law. So
Oh.
every time I'm like, oh my God, it's taking so long. Why haven't they gotten back to me yet? I'm just waiting and waiting. I
Yeah.
know right away it's in my favor. Be patient.
Yeah.
And I use that in my magic,
Oh,
as well as one of the other laws, the law of creation. So life doesn't happen by itself. We make it happen.
we create it, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I'm experiencing something, I realize, I didn't just, experience this out of the blue, but I know how to make things happen by the law of creation,
Yes.
by
Yeah.
putting it into action. So life
Yeah.
doesn't happen by itself. We make
No.
it happen.
Yeah.
Every reaction makes something happen.
I
And
agree.
that's the power of creation,
Yeah.
as well as the law of growth. When we change ourselves, our lives change too. So the law of growth states that whenever we decide we're not going to do that, or I'm going to quit that, or I'm going to go for that, we make a change in our life.
Mm-hmm.
So with each decision, there is manifestation,
Yes. Yeah.
because our decisions create a consciousness. And then, of course, the law of connection is in play. Like, think about how gifted we are when we think about something and our karmic tie is a part of us. It's like a light body that surrounds us, but it's connected to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's the power of as above, so below. And that means that there is some kind of connection. The
Yes.
law of connection, the past, the present, and the future, they are all connected.
Yeah.
Right? You can't escape one for the other.
No.
And then there's the law of giving and hospitality. So our behavior should match our thoughts and actions.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? You got to walk the talk and talk the walk. And do you know how many people don't do that? Because they are blocked or damaged in a way where they can't feel like they can just, be.
Yes.
So when we hold ourselves inside, we're blocking that flow, the law of giving and hospitality.
Yeah.
We're not receiving what our thoughts and actions want, right? There's a disconnect.
Yep. Emptiness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or you don't feel like you can attain it anymore.
Yep.
Well, it's never too late. There's also the law of change. And that means that history repeats itself until we learn from it and we change our path.
Yes.
So until we learn the lesson, we all have a merry-go-round. There's always something that just keeps coming back.
That's the karma on people in general. I call it karma that
is
everybody else but themselves.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the law of change, history repeats itself until we learn from it and change the path.
That's right.
And then there's the law of significance and inspiration, which means that rewards are a result of the energy and the effort we put into it.
Okay.
Right? So whatever energy we put out, we receive.
Yes.
That's why some people are like, well, why doesn't my money magic work? It's like, well, what did you connect to? Well, I don't know. I lit a candle. Well, you can't just light a candle and think that the money's going to come to you. There's a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
The law of significant. How significant is the outcome to you?
Yeah.
That's why we tap into our desires, because our desires are more magical than the need. The needs keep us grounded and into a place of fear and need, like you might not get it. Where desires are like wishes and show me, and we disattach it because it's a wish. It's not in our face.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So that's pretty interesting too. So when it comes to witchcraft, because or spirituality and magic,
Yes.
you know, we use karma. We believe in karma. And
Yeah.
you know, most of us call it karma. But we also believe in the power and the law of three, right? There's a karmic law of three. What you
Yes.
send out, you'll get 3 times good or 3 times bad,
Yep.
because it actually does connect to us in more than one way, body, mind, and spirit,
That's correct. Yes.
right?
I
And
agree.
that
Yeah.
represents the law of three.
Yes.
So we can invoke karma on people
Yeah.
who make us mad, and
Yes.
we can stop bad karma from coming at us. And so we become aware. We as we stay in a positive state, but then as soon as something triggers us and it changes that positivity, and we all experience it almost every day,
Yes.
there's a tie. Someone
Yep.
fucked up the energy. Maybe it was someone else and maybe it was you, but it affected you,
Yeah.
right?
I agree with that 100%. Yes.
Yeah, so we use it in magic. And you know, people have their own morals of, you know, how they want to send their karma back. I always just say I want to send it back to the creator.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And the universe knows what to do with it.
Yep.
The karmic
Always
consciousness is way above me. Right?
Yes.
So I want to do a couple of things. One is there's a couple simple things that you can do to change your karma, which I like to do, and I'm just trying to find that right now. And they're simple because we're going to do this chant on this, but I wanted to also give you a couple of things that you could do that's super easy if I can find it. But first, let's do our chant while we're holding the candle. Did your candle heat up?
I've been flipping it, be honest with you, from one hand to the other, but it is warm.
Okay, as long as it's warm.
It's warm.
And it's good that you've been doing one hand to the other. You want that. So if you have warmth in it, and that's why I wanted you to hold it so long, because I was like, everybody will have the warm candle. So now we're going to hold it and just, you can listen or you can repeat after me. Okay. So I want to do this, and I like to call the power of the goddess when I need to tap into karma. Okay. I believe that when I throw my stuff on a piece of paper and light it, and whatever I give to the universe, I always give it to the dark mother, because she is the goddess is the power of death and rebirth.
Yes.
So when we cleanse our karma, we want it done. Ashes to ashes, it's banished, it's dead. It cannot rise again. And we treat those things like they're a spirit. Negativity is a spirit.
Yes.
Right? It's not just an energy, it's actually a spirit. We became a spirit. Right?
Yeah.
So we create spirits, negative ones and positive ones. So hold your candle, repeat after me, and then we're going to light this up.
Okay.
Okay. So I can't read with my glasses. I'm gonna go like this. Okay, so gather together and call me this night. I will answer your call and bathe you in light. The moon waxes full and then wanes till there's none. Whenever you call, I will come. We are one. The choices you make are yours alone. Keep wise your choices in the moves that you make. There is always a lesson. There's never a mistake. I gave you a blessing on the day you were born. Take it with you everywhere. It was meant to be worn. Your morals are sacred, which you must never yield. The blessings you were given, you must learn to wield. Exercise caution, like with a spear before hurled. Your gifts, once you've found them, you must share with the world. Expression and actions must be sent with good aim, for a spear thrown carelessly can result in great pain. It lies here within you, the blessings and the gifts that you seek. It's the knowledge of the old ways of which I speak. Knowledge and wisdom is a rebirth from within. You are one with the universe. We are all akin. I am the goddess of life, death, and rebirth. I am the great mother of moon and the earth. By water, by earth, by air and fire, I am sought by the gods to quench his desire. You will find me in all, whether awake or in a dream. I am she, I am you, I am the Karma Queen. So let's light it up. That last sentence, look, it always gives me goosebumps. It's like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, you
So
are.
so you want to light it up.
I lit it.
And how is it lighting for you? Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see anything.
I know, and I don't know how to turn my camera on. It's
Oh yeah,
right. It's a bigger flame than yours.
mine is burnt. Like, honestly, I knew I needed to do a karma cleanse.
Yeah, mine's burning straight up, pretty high. I don't know.
Mine just went out. Spirit
Oh.
put my karma candle
Uh-oh.
out. So
You're-
that means,
You're in trouble.
yeah, there is definitely bad karma around me. I definitely need to get this lit.
It's gonna be me.
No. And you know, whatever arose in the last 3 days
Yeah.
is also a karmic tie.
Oh, really?
So what came up, what topics before you arrived, the spirit knows. Now it's
With me.
lit,
Yeah.
but it's not very strong yet. I have to feed it. Come
Feed
on.
it good energy.
So while I'm holding it and feeding it the energy until it gets going, there's no flickering though. But yeah, something definitely, I knew it when my car wouldn't start the other day.
It's
My
it's
first
all
sign.
you.
And you want to see if you can see an aura, of course. And when I do a karma cleanse,
Yeah.
I usually actually will hold it in the mirror and make sure I see a rainbow or a strong aura. And when I see that glow in the mirror, then I know that the spirit world's got my back.
Oh,
So we did a formal karma cleanse,
yes.
okay? But there's a few other things that you can do.
Okay.
Most awesome karma cleanse is a rosemary bath.
Oh, okay.
And you can actually take a shower, but
Yeah.
fill the tub with warm water, put
Yeah.
2 cups of Epsom salt in it, and you
Yeah.
can use rosemary spice, like the herb, or you can use the essential oil.
Okay.
Or if you have a rosemary plant, just cut a twig and put it in there.
A rosemary
Plant.
plant.
Yeah, you can buy them because they come back every year. They're a great herb to grow because you
Okay.
can cook with it. You can and it protects your doorway. So if you plant it in your front yard or somewhere by your door at the edge of your property. So if you have rosemary growing, your place is protected.
Oh, well, I'll have to do that now.
Chamomile is also a really good karma cleanse herb. So if
Okay.
you wanted to, you can have a bath. You can use 2 tea bags of chamomile. But if you feel like you need to cleanse yourself, drink some chamomile tea.
Okay.
And the
Nice.
chamomile tea will actually, it's known to wash it all away.
Oh,
And it
okay.
comes out on your next pee.
Oh, super. I peed quick.
Yeah, good. The other thing is you can do a citrus, I call it like an aura cleanse.
Yes.
And what you want to do is you can cut a lemon in half and you
Yeah.
sprinkle each side with sea salt.
Okay.
And then all you do, I'll use my banana that I didn't eat. I haven't eaten yet. Oh, I was going to sneak a banana before everyone came in. And I opened it upside down. So either way, so say this is my lemon and it's got sea salt on it. Then you want to go about 16 inches away from your body and you just go up and down like you're smudging with a feather. Imagine the lemon being a smudging wand. And as soon as you feel the coolness of the lemon, you'll actually feel a cold air, then you know that it's been removed.
Oh, well, I like that.
So just cleansing, you can take a lemon and just go like this to someone, you know, a foot away, and you're cleansing their aura. But I usually when I pull back and I do the cleanse around them, I usually imagine myself pulling out the negativity.
Okay.
Right? Like you're sweeping it away.
Yeah.
So I always kind of do like a rub all the way down like this. And that would be something to have fun trying on with other people. Like let's try this lemon aura cleanse.
Yeah.
Right? The other thing is if you notice the lemon, and then I wait and I leave the lemon out for a few days.
Okay.
Don't throw the lemon away. Leave it in the space so that it can cleanse the space.
Okay.
And I leave it for more than a day or two. And I actually wait until I see that it's starting to get gross.
Rotten. Yeah.
And once it starts to get gross, then I give it as an offering.
Okay.
And if you want to do a karma cleanse on your home, then one thing that you should do is create a salt barrier. So you can grid your place with crystals. Some people hang bells. If you have a wind chime in your house, that will, and it blows, and at times it will keep your house karmically cleansed.
Okay.
But one thing that I like to do is I will open all my windows and doors and I'll sprinkle salt all the way across everything that opens. And then,
across your window ledge?
Yep. Yep. Right across your windowsill and your door threshold.
Okay.
And then once I do the salt in all of those, then I will sweep my floor. And I do a full banishing sweep counterclockwise.
Okay. Yeah.
And sometimes I will even sprinkle the salt on the full floor to neutralize the power.
Oh.
Right? I mean, and that works really good if someone's acting up. Like if all of a sudden, like Brett, sometimes he'll come home and it's like, oh my God, what did he bring home? Because he looks like a real prick. Right? So if you experience like that buildup and you can't shake a feeling, do your floors. Nice. So neutralize your floor. You can sprinkle salt, or you can even do a water salt blend and spray it around and mop it, or you can do the dry and sweep it.
Yeah.
And good then idea. You need to sweep it out to your back door, not the front.
Okay. Throw the trash out the back.
That's right. And of course, burning smudges. You can burn sage, you can burn mugwort, you can burn rosemary. Those are all very good for cleansing the aura. So is lavender. Lavender is one of the fastest aligning essential oils there is. So,
So what? Oh, the lavender, like you mean put the essential oil in water and spray, you mean?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if you do that, use distilled water,
Yes.
because then it won't go rotten.
Yes.
And some
Okay.
of the symptoms you want to watch for, which are going to tell you whether you need to do a karmic cleanse, is
Yeah.
poor sleeping habits.
Yes, I got them.
Okay. If you receive headaches, or you get depression, or you feel anxiety,
Yes.
and if you get a sore or dry throat,
Okay.
that is
Nice.
another
Yeah.
symptom.
Okay.
Definitely high blood pressure,
Yeah.
that is a symptom, and poor
Okay.
digestion or low blood pressure,
Okay.
as
Yes.
well as infertility is a huge karmic thing.
Okay.
If it's not
Okay.
like a medical thing, but you just don't know why or whatever, as well
Yes.
as constipation.
Yes.
So if you get, yeah, if you get constipated, then it's
Yeah.
probably something karmic happening, and you want to get it out. That's when I'll like I'll drive into town and I'll get something that'll help me go. I usually will like grab a I love, one of my favorite burgers is the A&W Chubbies.
Yes, they are good.
So I'll grab, my $1.99 burger, eat it, and then
Yeah.
I'll wait for me to not be constipated. Or it'll be movie popcorn from the theater. That
Ah.
makes me just like, go. So those are my go-tos. And once I have that, once I get it out, then I
Yeah.
do my karmic cleanse.
Okay.
Okay, don't do the karmic cleanse while you're constipated.
You'll explode.
Exactly. Some other things that I like to say, there's another chant that I like to say, which is spirits of the corners, winds of the corners, spirits who are standing watch. Hear my voice, guard me well, guard my home tonight, remove all spirits and negativity who are here and attached to me, and prevent them from affecting me. So mote it be. So you can create something and just tell it to go
Yeah.
as well. Another one that I like to do is I'll like to cleanse my area myself. So
Yeah.
say like my everything needs cleansing.
Yep.
Then I'll say purify the space of mine. Purged and purified, let this space have the magical chosen space. And then I think about the feelings that I want and what I want cleansed, my karma cleansed, what I want out of my life.
Yeah.
And then I usually will light something. I like to light herbs, even if
Okay.
it's smudge. And
Yeah.
then I'll say, herbs of Mother Earth, give blessings to me. This in my sacred space, I call protect and cleansing to me.
Wow.
And then I let the smoke do its cleansing. Okay. And the Native Americans believed that the smudge would actually cleanse karmic ties. And that's one of the first things that they did.
Yes.
The other thing you can do is selenite is a really good one. If you have a nice little stick, you can use that as a cleanse. And you'll actually see a lot of people do that, almost like they're smudging, but with a selenite stick. You can use crystals to do that. If someone's having love karma and it's like they can't break the cycle, they just keep finding assholes, then you could do a karma cleanse 16 inches with a rose quartz stone just by holding it in your hand. It doesn't have to be big like this. You can also use symbols. And one of the biggest symbols is actually the triple spiral symbol and the goddess symbol, the triple spiral. And the
Okay.
triple spiral that you see people have, it's kind of Celtic
Yeah.
looking. Well, it's
Yeah.
actually an ancient symbol for karma. And it
Okay.
was found in ancient prehistoric sites all over all over Ireland. And it was originally the triple goddess symbol for karma, to represent karma. It was the interlocking power, the never-ending labyrinth of life. We are born into the cycle and we get sucked in.
Yes, I believe.
So that symbol, I'm going to send you as well. Maybe I'll put it on the video of this so that you can see it and use it, but also carry it as a talisman to keep you clear from negative karma. And a lot of people will actually tattoo this on them. And they know they're protected and cleansed and
Yeah.
they don't have to worry.
That's what I need. I should
Okay.
do something like that. Like Supernatural. You ever see Supernatural? They got a tattoo on their ribs that keeps them protected from everything. That's what I need.
I've never seen that show. I don't have any TV, but I've heard about it. One of my clients loves my car and says it reminds her of that show, my old car.
Oh yeah. It's a good show.
Yeah. So let me see. I think I am almost done. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything else. I did the 8th thing. I did the chants. Let me make sure I don't forget anything else. We did the law. We did the chant. Do you have any questions?
Not that I can think of right yet, to be honest with you. I think
Oh,
it's
one thing that I also like, there is a cleansing chat or a
okay.
cleansing chant, and it is something that you can just say, cleanse the space, remove the past. I found my happiness. It's all here at last. Fill the space with joy and love, and from the blessings to fall from above.
You need to put that stuff on a book so everybody can purchase it and do it and read it. Clean everything.
Oh, I know I have to put everything into writing. It's crazy. So some things to keep here. There's one other thing I want to go through and then I'll let you go.
Oh yeah.
But how to keep clear karma and to keep your intention, your intentions manifesting. So you
Okay.
want to try to be calm, right? You don't want to be like stressed out all the time.
Yeah.
And another thing is you need to put your hand on your heart.
Yes.
So your right hand, if you put it on your heart or right in the center of your heart chakra,
yeah,
you're feeding it the energy that you need.
Yes.
Okay. And you also have to trust the universe, that the universe wants to bring you good things. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But one thing is you want to make sure you don't have a lot of clutter.
Yes.
Clutter will create karmic ties because it draws spirit.
Yeah.
And spirits are always looking for a place to hide. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And you also want to set free things you're done with. Like acknowledge the bullshit you dealt with. I know I had to deal with it. I'm glad it's done. And then let it go.
Move on.
You want to learn to set those things free.
Right. Yeah.
As well as you want to disconnect from unhealthy connections.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you aren't in a daily thing with something negative. Whoa, my candle just popped big time.
It's looking for you.
You also want to release attachments to outcomes.
Okay.
Know what you want, but let the universe bring you the outcome. Right?
Yes.
That keeps your karma flowing.
Okay.
Know what you want, but let the universe surprise you.
Yep.
And the other thing is you have to get rid of things that you're carrying. You need to forgive yourself. So as soon as if I speak out and it's like, oh my God, I just called him an asshole, I make sure that I take care of that.
Apologize?
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And that will help you remain open,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is you can't carry fears. So you've got to
Yeah.
get rid of fears
Mm.
and grudges and doubts and limiting beliefs.
Oh
Just
my God,
hand
are
them
you
to the
with me?
universe. You should be
Yeah.
emptied out,
Get rid of.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we want to look for the positive in every negative.
Okay.
Try to see it.
Set a
And if you
higher
can't, like,
vibration.
show me the positive in this negative because I ain't seeing it.
Yeah.
But
Let's
at
sit
least
and
it
do
will
it.
come, right?
Yeah.
And we do want to try to change and work on changing repeating harmful and painful patterns. You know, that's
Yes.
something we all have, whether it's a
Yeah.
mental thing or something that we feel. It's about every time we feel something negative, give it to the universe. And sooner or
Yeah.
later, you won't have to give it.
It'll
It'll be
just
done.
go. Yeah.
Right? So make sure that
Yeah.
your intentions are connected to who you really are. They're connected to your heart, they match your mind, and they also feel good. And you know,
Mm.
every morning when I wake up, I actually focus on raising my vibration. And I
Okay.
actually declare, I say it to the universe mentally that I deserve and that I believe that I am open to receive everything that I am meant to attain today. Right? So get into a place where you can say that today I deserve, I believe that I am in a receiving state of positivity.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Declare something to the universe positive. Today, I want to feel free. Like, declare it. Who cares if, you know, whatever happens, just start declaring something that you want to feel every day, and you will tap into a manifested intention, right? Your life will become that, and
Yep.
your karma will stay clear. And it
Yep.
will actually affect you throughout the day. It will ensure that your energy is harmonious.
I don't think it's the people in general as much as I think it's the spiritual world jumping on your back all the time.
Definitely.
That's what you got to keep clear of more. I think people's negativities and people's shit that they throw at you, you can get rid of them. But once you start negativity, like you said, right, they're all coming after you.
Oh yeah, because that's their food.
That's
That's how
right.
they get stronger.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
as soon as I start feeling negative
Yep.
coming upon me, I know I need to receive energy
Yes, exactly.
because they're bombarding you. I mean,
Yep.
there's only one of you, but
Yep.
how many of them?
Yep.
And you know, spirit will come back.
Yes.
They come back. The
Yeah.
only time spirit can't bother us is when we're actually menstruating as women.
Oh, really?
And you
Then we
know, because spirit believes that as a sacred time for women. That's a time where
Wow.
we are cleansing. So
Oh,
every time we get our period, it's actually sacred to the spirit world because we are in ceremony. We are cleansing ourselves, body, mind, and spirit.
oh, okay.
And that's
Okay.
actually why they do sweat lodges, is
Yeah.
because like the sweats were traditionally for men,
Yeah.
but men, they don't go through that monthly cleanse we do. And so
Yeah.
the sweat lodge actually represents our uterus, and
Oh.
they have to go in there to cleanse themselves so that when they come out, they are purified and pure.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sharp.
But now women go to sweat lodges because, you know, before women weren't allowed, but when we experience our menstruation, that's not enough cleansing nowadays.
Okay.
So now it's like the cleansing isn't just sacred because, you know, in the old days, our periods were so sacred. We got to have a relaxation time for 7 days, and the men didn't want to come around us because they were scared that they would get cursed or something spirit would jump in.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like, you know, go to work, don't worry about it, walk around with a diaper.
Yeah.
And it's like, totally different. So
Yeah.
we aren't experiencing that sacred cleanse and that magical power that's coming through as we're cleansing.
Good way. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. So when the spirit sees us at, like, you know, we're on our period, it is more difficult for us to channel spirit because spirit gives us our time. They're like, she's in her sacred cleansing place. She's in ceremony, so they don't bother us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Did not
Pretty
know.
interesting, hey?
Yes, it is.
So with that, I'm going to end tonight. Let me grab a deck of cards for us about our karmic cleanse. And I'll let you go. Okay. Yeah.
Did you just have music on?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Total silence here. So if you hear music, that's spirit.
Okay, I heard it and I just thought it was yours.
Nope. No music here. The psychic. Maybe you're meant to play music, right?
Maybe. I doubt it.
I can hear music a lot. And when you hear music, it is higher realm. That's the voice of the goddess.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be saints and stuff. Let's see.
Yeah.
Depending on the music.
Yeah.
We got Willow Spirit, be flexible. You know what? The flexibility kind of suits this, right?
Yes.
Like as far as the karmic, as far as karma, we have to be flexible. We have to stay in the flow. We have to deal with the punches the best way we can. As long as we're doing the best we can, we're good.
We are super.
I love that. So Willow power. And Willow is really magical because it does bring us a vision. And Willow affects us and our future. So when you sit under a willow tree, you're always supposed to receive some kind of wisdom about like your destiny. And apple trees, if you didn't know that, apple trees are to tell you where your money is. So if you sit under an apple tree, it'll tell you, give you insights on where that treasure is that you have to find.
Well, that's pretty sharp. I'm going to sit out, look for an apple tree now.
Yeah, they should be easy to find because they're all flowering.
Yes, they are.
So what this card represents is no matter what happens in your life, step into your innocence. You have a pure soul and you're a child of the universe. Let go of the past and see the world with new eyes, and miraculously miracles will and wonders will abound.
See, that's perfect.
That's awesome for this.
That is.
So you're cleansed. Like we did that chant.
Nice.
Okay. And you can listen to this. Everyone's going to get a copy who didn't make it tonight. Do the chant every once in a while.
Yes.
And then just keep yourself cleansed. Yeah.
I'll write it down so I'll always have it with me and whatever, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to send you the music videos.
Okay.
Of the original mantras.
Okay.
Right. And this is one of them is said to that Buddha created it.
Nice.
So pretty awesome mantra, original Buddhist one, right? I'll take that.
Yes.
As well as the spiral, because if you look at the spiral and you can learn to just see it with your eyes closed, you've called a karma cleanse.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to get started on the lemon and everything else. Just do it.
Yeah, lemon and rosemary. Go get a rosemary plant.
Yes, I will. That's definitely on my list.
Well, thank you for joining, and we'll talk soon. And I'll send this over to you. So the video will be ready tomorrow. It'll be sent out.
Not a problem, Georgina. Thank you.
You're welcome. Many
Have a good
blessings.
night.
You too.
Bye.
See you soon.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.